Winter is a difficult period in the life of every plant. There are many ways to survive it, but not everyone can make, for example, rhizomes that will allow the above ground parts of the plant to die and then regenerate them from the underground parts in spring. The trees that most often attract our attention are still standing just as they stood during the rest of the year. It is commonly said that trees sleep in some way in winter and become inactive. Their bare, leafless branches move passively in the wind and we see no activity of the plant. No new leaves or flowers appear. However, we do not see what is happening inside of the tree, which is necessary for it to survive when the temperature of the surrounding drops below zero. When there is frost outside, the water that has direct contact with the external environment freezes first. It means the water outside the plant cell and next to the pores. By releasing its temperature to the surroundings, this water slightly warms the cells of the cold tree branches. In addition, water is drained from inside of the cells and they become more resistant to low temperatures. Plant cells, just like animal cells, contain water, proteins, sugars, but also fats, which are extremely important for surviving the winter. However, fats are divided into saturated and unsaturated, and evolution, and the plants of the temperate zone themselves, know perfectly well that unsaturated fats are more resistant to low temperatures. For this reason, they are stored in larger quantities in plant cells prepared for winter frosts to prevent them against damages. When winter comes and days become shorter, tree cells become saturated with sugar, which acts as an antifreeze substance. Its presence significantly reduces the freezing point of water, what additionally protects the tree's body. If the temperature drops and it becomes necessary, water will gradually escape from inside the cells in appropriate amounts. As a result, cells may become dense and sticky, but more resistant to even lower temperatures. Water that is outside the cell can still freeze, but ice crystals do not pose such a threat to plant cells. In winter, the membranes become more flexible, making them more resistant to crushing and damage. When we look at a tree, for example this trunk, it is easy to remember that these plants are made not only of living cells that form tissues, such as phloem, but also of dead cells, such as the vast majority of xylem cells, which are woody. The tree doesn't have to worry about dead cells, they can freeze, and they do. Interestingly, however, the mechanisms by which a tree adapts its cells to frost are so good that if two cells in a tree, a dead one and a living one, are next to each other and are at the same temperature, it may be that the dead one is frozen and the living one next to it is not. Fortunately, tree roots are protected against temperature fluctuations because they are insulated by soil, mulch and a layer of snow. For this reason, only the above-ground parts of plants must face the challenges of winter, and trees must do everything they can to keep living cells alive and not let them freeze.